What if Whitney Houston had overcome her struggles and made the ultimate comeback? Imagine a world where she reclaimed her voice, dominated the charts once more, and inspired a new generation while facing the highs and lows of redemption. Would she have risen like a phoenix, or would the industry's pressures pull her back under? In this deep dive, we explore the alternate reality of Whitney Houston's second act, her career, relationships, and lasting legacy. Let's get into it.
It's one small step for man,
By 2012, Whitney Houston, then 48 years old, was far from the musical powerhouse she had once been. In the 1980s and 1990s, she was a pop and R&B icon with an unmatched voice, model-like beauty, and industry-dominating success. However, years of drug abuse, a toxic marriage to Bobby Brown, erratic public behavior, and a declining voice had taken their toll. Despite her struggles, she was still trying to reclaim her place. At 46, 2009, released I Look to You, her first album in 7 years. It debuted at number one, but received mixed reactions due to her diminished vocal strength. At 47, 2010, embarked on the Nothing But Love World Tour, but her live performances were criticized. Fans noticed she struggled with breath control, pitch, and stamina. At 48, 2011, filmed Sparkle, a remake she had championed for over a decade. It was supposed to mark her big return to Hollywood. By early 2012, she was still battling addiction. But what if she had truly turned her life around and reclaimed her throne? Instead of her tragic passing on February 11, 2012, Whitney Houston has a near-death experience at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. Perhaps it's a drug overdose, but this time, paramedics reach her in time. She's rushed to the hospital, and the media explodes with headlines about her condition. This moment jolts Whitney. She finally acknowledges the severity of her addiction, realizing she is at rock bottom. Unlike previous rehab stints, she fully commits to long-term treatment, enrolling in an intensive year-long rehabilitation program away from Hollywood's pressures. She severs ties with enablers, including certain family members and friends who benefited from her lifestyle. This would be a painful decision. Her mother, Cissy Houston, had always been a dominant force in her life, and her daughter, Bobbi Kristina, was also struggling with addiction. But Whitney chooses herself this time. The August 2012 release of Sparkle becomes a defining moment in her redemption arc. The film, starring Jordan Sparks, was meant to be a comeback for Whitney as both an actress and producer. Now fully sober and in control of her life, she surprises the world with a powerful press tour, openly discussing her struggles and her recovery. Her gospel-heavy performance of His Eye is on the Sparrow becomes symbolic of her renewed faith and strength. She wins widespread praise for her acting, and critics say it's her best performance since The Bodyguard, 1992. Realistically, Whitney's voice could never return to its pristine 1985 to 1995 prime. Years of drug use had permanently damaged her vocal cords, but like Mariah Carey, who adjusted her technique post-2000s, Whitney could refine her new, huskier tone into a strong, emotive instrument. Under the guidance of world-class vocal coaches, perhaps Seth Riggs, who trained Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder, she trains diligently for 2 years, strengthening her mid-range and focusing on storytelling rather than technical fireworks. By 2014, Whitney is ready to record again, but she knows she can't simply return to her pop R&B roots as if nothing happened. Instead, she embraces a grown, sophisticated sound, melding gospel, neo-soul, and jazz influences. Key collaborators: Adele, a duet that showcases raw emotion and soul; John Legend, a piano-driven ballad emphasizing Whitney's storytelling ability; Bruno Mars, a funk-infused track reminiscent of her 1980s bops. Babyface, a return to her 90s R&B ballad Glory. Questlove and the Roots, a live organic sound to connect with younger generations. The result? A critically acclaimed album, tentatively titled Phoenix 2015, symbolizing her rise from the ashes. It debuts at number 1 on the Billboard 200, winning multiple Grammys and marking the real return of Whitney Houston. For the 30th anniversary of her legendary 1991 Super Bowl national anthem performance, the NFL invites Whitney Houston back in 2016. This time, instead of singing the anthem, she performs a medley of her biggest hits, culminating in a gospel-fused rendition of I Will Always Love You. The performance goes viral, solidifying her legendary comeback. Understanding the importance of preserving her voice, Whitney opts for a Las Vegas residency instead of grueling world tours. Following in the footsteps of Celine Dion, she establishes a lucrative, high-quality Vegas show that blends her classics with her new material. She also steps into Broadway, starring in a revival of The Color Purple, or even a biomusical about her own life. By now, Whitney is in her late 50s, thriving as an industry matriarch. She receives a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2021, celebrating her remarkable resurgence. Most significantly, her survival means Bobbi Kristina never spirals into addiction. Whitney's presence and strength guide her daughter away from self-destruction. Perhaps Bobbi Kristina finds success as a singer, actress, or businesswoman in her own right. Whitney transitions into mentoring young artists, guiding them away from the pitfalls of fame. She becomes a respected industry veteran like Clive Davis, producing and mentoring the next generation of vocalists. In 2030, at the age of 67, Whitney Houston is seen as one of the greatest redemption stories in music history. She has cemented her legacy not just as the voice, but as a survivor. Of course, addiction is never linear. Had Whitney relapsed at any point in this comeback journey, things could have gone differently. If she fell back into old habits by 2017, her Vegas residency could have collapsed. If she overexerted herself, pushing for a worldwide tour, she might have suffered vocal and physical burnout. If she stayed too close to toxic family members, they could have drained her finances and energy. Had she relapsed in 2018 or later, she might have died tragically anyway, just a few years older than in real life. Could Whitney Houston have truly come back? Yes, but only if she fully committed to recovery. Whitney's talent, industry respect, and name recognition were intact, even in 2012, at 48 years old. The missing ingredient was discipline and a support system that truly had her best interests at heart. Had she made those critical choices, she would have aged into an Aretha Franklin-like figure, becoming an elder stateswoman of music, living proof that even the greatest falls can lead to the greatest triumph. From the depths of despair to the heights of redemption, could Whitney Houston have defied the odds and risen like a phoenix from the ashes? Could she have reclaimed her throne, healed her voice, and left behind a legacy not just of music, but of survival? One choice, one moment, one decision could have changed everything. What do you think? Could Whitney have truly made the greatest comeback in music history? Or would the weight of her past always pull her back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about it. And if you love deep dive what if stories like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a mind-blowing alternate reality. Because here on Reelz, we don't just tell history, we rewrite it. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep wondering, and keep asking, what if?